what it do, YouTube? It's your boy DJ from RCE, Royal Caribbean Exotics. I'm joined here with my co-host, Peace and Pets. Brandon, say what up to the people in YouTube land, my brother.
What do YouTube?
All right, y'all. I'm sorry for the hiatus. I have been out, pretty much been dealing with some personal issues, so I know we didn't have like 2 episodes or something like that back to back, but we will correct those with this banging episode this week. I have none other than I want to give y'all like the proper introduction. I'm trying to figure out like how should I go about it. Well, we know that they do. We know that they have the gecko game on lock as far as the cresteds. No, and then they came in making noise, rattling some cages and doing their thug thistle with the ball python games. I want y'all to welcome Will and Audra of Flawless Exotic Creations. I appreciate y'all for coming through and blessing us with your presence, man.
No problem,
Thank
man.
you for having us.
Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate you. So, for everybody that like, give us a little bit of introductions about you guys. Let us know a little bit about your background and just tell us about who you are as people and what y'all love to do and what y'all do.
All right. Well, I'm Will. I'm actually originally from Jersey, from North New Jersey. Came down quite a few years ago now. And
Jersey stand up.
Audrey's from North Carolina.
Yes.
What town is that? I can never say it. Rutherfordton. Is that
Rutherford.
it? Rutherford County.
Rutherford County.
So
I'm from Durham.
From where?
From Durham.
About 3.5 hours.
Oh yeah, that's a hike.
Okay, my bad. I didn't cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. So we met actually in the gym. A little bit of background. I'm actually a professional bodybuilder. I was training before I turned. We met in the gym, became training partners. I'm a little crazy in the gym, and for some reason she liked that. And here we are now. I got into law enforcement. Audrey actually was a 911 call taker first. And then also I was already on the streets in law enforcement. I was a police officer for 10 years. She actually had to answer the radio a lot of time and give me my calls I had to go on. I don't know why she wanted to get into law enforcement after listening to all that mess. But SWAT team, the whole 9 yards. And I was at the city, Spartanburg City, down here in South Carolina. She's at Spartanburg County, still down here.
I ended up going to the academy, police academy, and became a sheriff's deputy. So
Right.
I had jurisdiction over him.
Yeah, she likes to stuff.
My dad was a sheriff out here too as well. He's been doing law enforcement. He retired doing that now.
It's a honorable job. It's a tough job to do right now. But the job itself is honorable as long as you do it right. But I also have 4 kids, and that being said, it's like they weren't getting enough of our time. We weren't getting enough of each other time. We were angry all the time, upset all the time, and things had to change.
Genuinely, just all the time disgruntled.
Plus, I worked third shift.
Yeah, we both.
8 years.
I worked third shift my entire time,
Yeah,
so I was there.
That's
I think I had 8 years.
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
that was a little rough. So, ended up going into a pet store and talking to one of the employees. I think it was like Petco, and they were very helpful, the whole 9 yards. Ended up purchasing 4 crested geckos. Brought them home.
I'm like,
and she's like, what is this? So I researched everything, just like in fitness and law enforcement, and I researched everything about the crested geckos, and come to find out, everything they told us was absolutely wrong. We were cohabiting them together. Everything they told us was wrong. So you go down that rabbit hole of Facebook groups and and getting all the info. It's a lot of good information out there. But disclaimer, I think you have to have a certain level of maturity about yourself to kind of get involved in it, because it's a lot of petty stuff going back and forth, and we don't do any drama, any nonsense with either one of our brains.
Not a bit.
So
Facebook's worse.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we started purchasing geckos, all kinds of cool colors, interesting geckos from all over, getting them shipped in. We didn't even know that was possible. So we started figuring all of that stuff out before we even thought about being breeders. We were just having fun.
It was funny. It was funny because when he brought the first 4, like I had come in that morning from work, and he was getting off of work, and I had already laid down in the bed because I got here before he did. And he calls me. I mean, I got my pajamas on and everything. He calls me. He's like, "I need your help." He's like, "Come outside." So I'm like agitated because I'm like, I do not want to go outside. I didn't sleep. I'm trying to sleep. And I come outside and I get all his stuff. He's got his butt up in the air in the back of his car, trying to pull stuff out. And I'm like, realizing he's brought in these lizards in the house. I'm like, dude, what are we gonna do with them? Got 4 of them. And then in the next couple of weeks, like he was like, yeah, so got another one coming to the house. I'm like, huh? We open the box and there's another one inside with the one he ordered.
I'm sure you guys know how it is when you start going down that rabbit hole and
just can't stop.
You just keep going.
4 to 6, then he comes home with another one, or he gets another one, and now we're like, running in like 2 to 2,500 every year. So
it was crazy. Around 100, around 90, 100, we coined the phrase or coined the brand Flawless Crested Geckos. So then we started that and ended up LLC in it and going hard at it. We became importer exporters.
Mm-hmm.
Got that done.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Wow.
Do that. That's quite a voyage, quite a story going down into Atlanta. But we did a lot of international shipments. We at the early stages did a lot of international receiving.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much we were out there hunting for very specific stuff in the crested gecko world. Was able to kind of get our hands on it. It wasn't cheap, but we got exactly what we wanted, and it kind of came full circle. Then I was vending. We actually did a whole business online. Everything was online via Facebook, Instagram, and our website. And then when Morph Market came out, we moved over to Morph Market to kind of cross promote, market, and advertise. But we vended our first show as the brand. I had to vend it by myself because all that actually had to work.
That was my long weekend.
Law enforcement. And I met Bob Boo. So we had one take for the first show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bob.
That's my guy.
He's like family. We've been to his house so many times. Oh man, he's just been amazing.
He's such a guy that he legitimately, genuinely loves friends. He loves that camaraderie, that companionship, and like his wife Mary is phenomenal. Yeah. She's amazing too. She's hilarious.
We've actually gotten to hang out quite a bit. Actually, we're getting a vacation together. Mm-hmm. Next month we'll be in Dominican Republic. Bob and
Mary.
Wow.
I just spoke to him recently. He had told me about that whole trip because every time that Bob comes up, he's not too far from me. He's in McDonough, so that's like about 45 minutes away from where I'm at. I actually have to do a vlog because he wanted me to come out to and actually do a little vlog out of his facility. But he was talking about the whole Dominican Republic trip and all that good stuff. I love Bob, man. Bob is great.
Lots of people. So that was our first time being exposed to a breeder that we didn't really know because we didn't really, frequent the shows too much. We would go and have fun.
But we weren't really in the ball python aspect of it as a
so I researched him. I told you I researched everything. I researched him while we were visiting, and he was telling me that he got out of his full-time job, and this is all he do. I'm like, this is all you do? Okay, cool. And it's funny. What we do on the side, and we're just not full-time. He said, "What's stopping for full-time?" The jobs, they're not really kind of us, and it was us. We actually cost ourselves money working longer than
it's crazy because he called me that weekend or whatever, or he texted me, and he texted me like a bunch of money, right? Just like folded out like a bunch of money. He's like, "Look at this. This is what I made just today." And I was like, "God," like I was counting it up. And I'm like, "That's gotta be a couple grand." Like that's how much I make in a month. Like I don't even.
Right.
I would home $1,500 in a month. Like and he just made that on a Saturday, enjoying
One
what
day.
Right.
Yeah.
What you love, man. That's kind of what got me into it. Just in going to do what you love to do. Like I've been liking animals forever. I
Right.
just haven't got to the point where you all are at, where you can just say, you know what, I'm gonna just jump in. I think to me that's kind of scary to do.
Oh, it was scary.
It's very scary. We actually talk about it a lot. We
Yeah.
we have a Patreon as well. We have over 50 members on our Patreon for Flawless Crested Geckos. And we talk about it over there because our Patreon is set up to help other breeders get their businesses up and running, walk them through the LLC program, taxes, advertising,
branding,
marketing,
big time branding,
the whole shebang as
I might
well.
be in the wrong Patreon.
Man, me
I might be in the wrong. I might be in the wrong Patreon.
I need to add one.
Sorting through because it ends up being free essentially. We have two tiers. One's $50 and one's $100. But we give everything back in form of a Flawless Crested Gecko savings account. So basically, you come through and you want, a lot of people use it on Black Friday just now, where they were actually picking up some of the more expensive geckos, and we don't do any blackouts like, oh, you can't buy this or you can't buy that.
No,
you use
it's
all
whatever.
your money that you use for your membership to purchase, as well as merchandise. We
Plus,
have
they get free
hoodies,
shipping.
everything, and free shipping year round.
All year.
So we pay shipping fees for our Patreon members.
And they get 5% off on top of whatever sale we're running.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's like true support. Like I've been on some Patreons where I'm on Wiz Patreon.
Okay.
His is the same. He doesn't have all the perks and stuff that you all have, but it's like everything you put in goes towards 100% towards whatever you want to get from him.
Yeah.
I'm in the group chat with him and all that type of stuff. So it's pretty good. He doesn't really have the perks in terms of learning the business side of it.
Right.
I think that is very influential.
It has to be, right? Because you got to be able to offer something. We want people to not have to make mistakes that we may have made, or not possibly avoid some of the issues you may run into. If we can help, we want to be able to put out that.
Well, we like to give them what we found was the most successful and the quickest that it could be, for them, so that they don't have to wait so many years to actually, get their businesses going and running and actually being profitable.
Right.
Because, we told them, we actually dropped a video the other day, and one of the things that we talked about in there was that most businesses, doesn't matter across the industry, whatever industry you're in, most businesses are in the red for at least 5 years.
Right.
At least. If you make it out of the red in 5 years or less than 5 years, you're a profitable business. You're a business that will probably sustain the hard times, the lulls. So
Absolutely.
that's what we were talking about. Is like there's not very many businesses out there other than this industry where you can come into it your first year, and if you do it correctly, you can make all your money back and be in the profit in the red, in the black zone the first year.
And what she's saying is very real, because we've been doing the Crested Geckos this is our year 8, and the Crested Geckos got us into the ball pythons. And actually we'll drop some gems on this channel right now with you guys. At the end of the day, the name of the game is pretty much how long can you do without.
Mm-hmm.
That's the secret to the game. So if you are in surplus, whether you're working, whether you have a settlement, whether you have whatever is going on, savings, if you want to apply that to yourself and your future. So it's like, how long can you do without? We were grinding, taking every little bit of money we made from checks. We did no loans, none of that stuff, and kept folding it back in. So we
were
treated
eating a lot of ramen.
A lot of ramen noodles. But we were treating it, your business as an expense in a way, as you're paying, but you're paying for yourself, really. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot of people don't think of it that way. They say, hey, I'm gonna put $5,000 into a business startup, and then I'm gonna get it rolling and get it going really, really good. And maybe in 6 months to a year, I can get my $5,000 back and keep rolling. That's not how businesses work. Mm-hmm. So what we did is, if you're gonna put $5,000 into it, enjoy what you purchase, which was the animals. But when you start to make money off of those animals, don't pocket it
back in.
Yeah. And you keep forward. Yeah. So for me, I understand it, because that's the name of the flip game. The money, you just, you can keep holding it back into the business. But at the same token, you have to keep your eyes open on trends on what is going on. So we got into Xanthics for crested geckos, which were relatively hot and new way back when, and it was a really good move, as well as lily whites. There's a few genes we jumped in on, and we really pushed those projects hard, where we gave it everything we had. Now, in present day, knowing what we know now about business, we would have tried to go even harder and spend even more money back then if we had the opportunity to. So what that means is we did a business startup, Flawless Exotic Creations LLC, and we got into the ball pythons in a major way. So we said, hey, this is the same brand. We're going to pretty much just go hard like we always preach. We're gonna go hard. We're gonna go hard like we did at Flawless Crested Geckos, but 10 times harder with the snakes, and don't kind of be hesitant. It was a few purchases with the geckos. We were like, should we? I don't know. We think about it. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and get it. And they would say, hey, we want that. Oh, it's sold. It's gone.
Yeah.
So now pythons, we don't do that. It's like, hey, we need that. You sure? Well, we already got it now. So we're going down.
Figure it out later.
You figure it out. But everything needed to work into that game plan, that business plan, the business model. And another jewel you want to put out there is whether it's smaller numbers or larger numbers, you need to think about it as a business. Whether it's a hobby or business, you need to think about it as profit, or at least functioning, a rolling functional for your hobby. Whether it's 5,000, 10,000, or whether it's 250,000, whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's kind of just to lead off on that, expound a little bit on that idea. The thing is that no matter what level you're at in your business, whether you're legitimately a keeper, you just enjoy keeping your animals, or maybe you're a small boutique like top breeder, like a hobbyist breeder, or a big business breeder, like no matter what level you are, the same concepts apply and work. They're easily, put into whatever realm you're in.
And it's a numbers game to a certain extent on how many of certain animals you're going to have, the rarity, the level of the animal, and as far as proper care, obviously, and learning what your animals need to be able to thrive, not just survive. But think about it in terms of your normal 9 to 5, or us, for example, walking away from a retirement. I have 10 years in it, looking at 18 more to do. I'm not doing this another 18 years.
Yeah.
Say, well, what you gonna do? You gonna walk away? Yeah, keep that. Whatever.
Give me my money.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Cash out.
Yeah. So you walk away, and you get, you're not gonna get a retirement when you get retirement. It's just done. But at that same token, you got to think about it like any other job where you work, you retire, you get a check. Okay, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have that patience to grind that out, right? But we don't have patience as people to say, hey, I'm gonna put this 5 in, make that 5, 10, and not have it. You just have it in equity in your business. And next, you turn around 5, 10 years, you have $100,000 in equity right there in front of you, and maybe it's time where you can take out a few grand here, or go on vacation and do different things that's better for you and your quality of life.
And you invest in yourself, and then you invest in another business and another business and another business, right. And you diversify across the board. Like, that's the biggest thing, is diversification. So when we started Flawless Crested Geckos, now we got Flawless Exotic Creations, which are both obviously in the reptile industry. Obviously, we wouldn't be talking to you if they weren't. But from here on out, like, we're talking about going into other types of,
you go into real estate, you go into all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's, at the same time, for another example, you have that retirement fund. It doesn't matter what's in it. Let's say 20, 25 grand, and that's sitting there, or a bank account. You put that money in the bank for the next 5, 10 years, and you don't touch that money. You leave it there. Okay, what are you going to get? Extra couple $100 on top of your 20 grand? That's great. Okay. You still have your money. You don't have all of it. That's awesome. But how about we have a bigger picture the light at the end of the tunnel for us is more relaxing time. We've done more vacationing these last 2 years than we have ever together, and
Wow.
we have to give that to the business. I worked every day for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Christmas holidays, the whole 9 yards, and still didn't have money. So that was
that's the thing. Like you don't understand. Like a lot of these people don't understand when we say, we gave it everything we had. We gave it to the point of pulling up in the driveway and having to figure out how to turn the power on, like just to get in the house. It's like things like that. People don't understand that we legitimately gave it everything we got to now look back on it and be like, I wish we had given it more. That's the only regret that we have is we didn't give it more.
Because I feel like if we didn't give it even more, we'll be further along, than even where we are. That's why it's so hard with a lot of designer creations. Because that same token, you have that retirement money that gains a few $100s from sitting. You say, screw that. That's the traditional way. The traditional times is over. Everybody sees that. It's the name of the game is how long you can do without. So you take that money, you take 20, 25 grand, and you spend it on a business startup. You start up whatever your passion is. Luckily enough, it's they reproduce. Very fine, niche markets where it's going to be profitable for your business, but you work it. And this is literally one of the only businesses out there where you can jump in, throw that 20, 25 grand in there, keep working, keep grinding on your day-to-day, and let it double, triple, quadruple. Now, people ask themselves like, oh, that's not too safe, or it's plenty safe, because guess what? You're going to work 10 times as hard for yourself than you will for any company.
You will for somebody else. That's facts.
You're going to make sure you're successful at doing everything. We've had plenty of sleepless days. We built a facility on our property, and we got it built and delivered, and we had to do all the interior, everything ourselves, and we did it.
I see you just had her putting the drywall up.
Yeah. If you go back and out loud, she's digging the trench for the power and water line.
What's that thing called?
Yeah, the trench is the hammer jack. And you sit there.
I was like,
she's a trooper, and that's where you kind of find out what you're made of. And it doesn't get until it's the big numbers where people say, okay, I'll do that. But no, it's not just the $300,000-$400,000 where you say, hey, I'll do it then. No, it's the 10, it's the 20, it's the 5, because all of that matters.
Right.
Ask somebody, ask your friends, ask yourselves, hey, if you have access to $100,000 and you know that $100,000 is pretty much all of your savings. It's your rainy day fund. And the only way that you're going to make it on your own on this business is for you to take that money and spend it on the business. You're still working your job, so you're still making ends meet and doing what you got to do. You have a choice on the line. Spend every single dime on that money to secure a future. They're like, what? It makes no sense. It makes perfect sense. You're essentially giving up the right to look at that 100 grand, touch that 100 grand, and essentially it's out of your hands. It's gone. But for 100 grand, within the next 10 years, you fold it. Hopefully, you get 800 grand in value and equity in 10 years. And guess who never has to work again? You got a self-sustainable business.
Yeah.
100,000. Versus you could have splurged, you could have bought a car and jewelry and did this and that. And guess what? You got to be back at work on Monday.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm okay with not wearing the, brand names and the designer labels and the jewelry and all this kind of mess and, getting my nails done every time she makes me get my nails done.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm okay with that because
She's horrible. She's horrible. She'll walk around and have some leggings with holes, and I'm like, really? Like,
the other day I was walking around and I don't even know where the hole was. It was definitely on the backside, and he was like, babe, no. He's like, no, it's time to throw those away.
you learn to appreciate different things. Like I said, the last couple of years we've been been traveling, we've been meeting up with friends, we've been international, the whole 9 yards, and it's genuinely making you love the process. I remember we were, I believe, in Vegas, and we went to the Balenciaga store.
Yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
was in there, and we was like, oh man, we're gonna get some of these and stuff like that. And
I like the nice royal blue, that's my favorite color, that royal blue, and he loves red, right? So obviously we're in red. But that being said, I was gonna get the blue kits. He was gonna have the red ones. I was like, we're gonna match, and they were like, nah, we're gonna put that into the business.
We can go and do that. Nah. Things change.
I definitely get that because I just feel like, well, with the state of the market, the way how everything is going now, is like you just gotta really make smart decisions, man. Because a lot of people, like I've been seeing people get out left and right and left. People that were in before me, it's even people that I probably watched on YouTube prior to me getting in, and it's like you're looking for them, like where are these people now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
today,
yeah,
and you have to be smart with it, not to drag it on too much. Make sure we get all the topics that you guys want to talk about, but you have to get in a smart way. You want to make the network connections. You want to make all the events that you can, especially the bigger event, because that's where you're going to socialize the network. But there comes a time, especially with technology, where quote unquote, you have the OGs that's been doing it forever. And not the younger ones. I'm talking about the older OGs. I mean, they have their wealth of knowledge. Limey, we got a really good friend, Limey. He's really old, awesome. And he's always screwing with me. The funniest guy, old guy. But I mess with him too. He's a prehistoric dinosaur.
Look, he's the only person I have ever seen.
He almost died.
So he does not like his face touched at all. Like, don't touch his face. I will touch his face, but don't be touching his face. That being said, we were at some type of place that was like a wings bar or something like that. Wings. And Lonnie's always loves him.
Let's paint the picture first off. He's about a 70+ year old. What would we say? Irish. Irish.
He's I think he's English.
He sounds like English.
He's English.
But he's about 70 years old, white man, cool guy, reader, little guy. Now that paints a picture.
So they sit there when we start to leave, because it's time for us to go. We're old like that. Like when we go to shows, we go out, but then we go home because we tired. So we got to leave, and Lonnie has already partaken of some, I guess, liquid courage, because he's kind of like that anyway. And he comes up the wheel and he just licks things out. Like, oh, he's gonna die.
Y'all gotta let him know COVID and sickness is a thing.
Oh my!
He's just licking faces.
Everybody knew he was gonna do it, apparently, because that's it.
Like initiation. I'm like, I'm here towards me.
My goodness.
He was nice.
I think I saw my soul leave my body.
They set you up with that one, Will.
Oh, he did. I'm like,
they set you up.
Oh.
So the older guys like Limey, I learned a lot from Limey with a certain ID and really cool guy. He works with Blackhead, he works with Sentinel and Paint. And he's really cool, but he's low tech. So he's like he been to a bunch of shows. He's like, even at a show, it's like no credit card, no PayPal. But he's been doing it for like 40 years. The guy's been doing it forever.
He's very well connected in the network. Everybody knows him.
Everybody knows him. Ozzy knows him. Justin knows him. Everybody who somebody knows him. He's been doing it that long. So you have a certain group of people that's been doing it like as long as he has. But if you don't have a core group of clientele, or your clientele's aging the same way he's aging, you're gonna eventually, become obsolete. Now he does have a helper now. His girlfriend's a lot younger, and she helps him a lot. But that's where you're gonna have more so the issue is because we've made a transition in the ball python industry where simple codon combos is not going to cut it. That was my video today we did about it. I'm not really worried about the ball python hobby at all. And the reason being, you got 47,000 ball pythons that's listed on Morph Market. All right. You go to the filter and you filter by, I don't know, let me ask you guys, how many snakes you may have in your collection valued at $1,000?
I have
already at $1,000.
Just at $1,000. Like if you had, you probably wouldn't sell it because it's part of your collection, but it's valued for $1,000.
Like if I was to sell it right now, I can get $1,000 from it.
Right.
I think I only have like 4.
Okay. So the reason I bring that up is majority of anyone that's serious, they're gonna have snakes in surplus over $1,000. Now you have 47,000 plus ball pythons on Morph Market. When you filter Morph Market results, when you're searching up there every day.
Oh yeah.
But when you filter
Morph Market.
When you filter the results, oh my God. When you filter it out with minimum value of $1,000 and up, you realize your available snakes go from 47,000 to 8,000.
Damn.
So that tells you that you have literally almost 40,000 snakes up there that's $1,000 and less. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's what I call it. I nicknamed it, coined it as that's the trenches. Okay, so that's when you go to the show. I want a free, or I want a single gene clown. I go to your table, your table, and you're like, hey, beautiful snake, I love what you're doing. The snake is $300. Okay, that's not a bad deal. Let me check with you when I get done. I just got to the show. Let me walk around a bit. Then I go to Joe Blow. Joe Blow got the same snake for $250. I keep walking. The next person got it for $200. By the time I get to the back, I can get me single gene clown for $150. So when I grab that and come back and walk past the table, I say, thank you for helping me. I appreciate it. I found what I need, and I'm out the door. That's the trenches. Now go to that same show, and you're looking for your next big thing. You're not necessarily looking, for a clown. More people are going to probably buy the clown, but you're going to have more of them available. How many people going to go and you're going to have a puzzle monsoon? Probably not even made yet. But the point
ain't gonna be at the show.
Yeah, you go in there. It's probably gonna be sold before you get to the show. So that's the dream, of it. But the other stuff in between, you're looking for very specific niches within a niche. So when you go there, you're looking for who's selling paint. You may have one breeder there that's working with paint at a higher level. So you're separating yourself from the crowd. You're getting yourself out of the trenches. So all of that starts not with your babies and hatchlings that's on the ground. It starts before you start your pairings. So sit down at the dinner table, start jotting out your pairings or what you plan on doing. Just because you have a DG male and a DG combo female don't necessarily mean breed it together.
You gotta put them together.
That may mean you got a really cool DG female and you want to take her to a super Wookiee that's not het. So you can hatch out all Wookiees that had DG with whatever combo is in the moms, because it's going to take you in another direction where you have holdbacks and you have sellable product.
It was funny because we have in our phones we have shared notes, and he would be in there and he would be jotting different combinations of different snakes and we went through all of our pairings, what we would put together this. Oh no, don't add that one to that one. Add that one to that one, because then we can have this many traits in that particular, this many genes in that particular snake, and you really, really, really calculate what your clutches are going to be worth, to you. What are you're not wanting to make normals anymore. It's just not, that's not where it's at. You're wanting to really take it to the next level. You're wanting your mom and your dad to pay for themselves plus 10 times,
Plus, it's what can you create that you would buy? So if I can create the snake that I would buy, cool, that's my goal snake. I hit it. Oh man, I hit 2 or 3 of them. Now I can keep 2 of them and sell 1. Everything we sell is going to be the byproduct of what we're trying to hit. So it's our misses. So what we're missing on, that's what we end up selling.
Unless we got multiples of what we're trying to hit.
And then she kind of lets you in on the cheat code too. So a cheat code with social media on building that. We go through that on Patreon as well. Whether you're a couple or whether you do it by yourself, we have it set up in 2 different notes in iPhones where you can save notes. We can pick up our iPhone right here on our MacBooks as well. And we'll go in there and you'll say flawless custom geckos, and then you'll have flawless exotic creations. And you'll basically jot down your what we call a signature. So every single post, you're going to end it with your hashtags. We went through all the algorithm, 30 or less hashtags that certain people look up when they're trying to find new breeders to go follow, and you put it all in there. The reason you want to take the time and do that is because that's like a full-time job. We thought we're going to have a whole bunch of time when we start doing it full-time. We don't. We always busy, nonstop. But we make sure that on Flawless Exotic Creations and Flawless Crested Geckos, we literally try to post every single day. Not just coming up with content and posting, but making sure it's engaging content. Making sure we're putting captions where we need to put caption. And instead of us having to think on the fly, what are we going to hashtag? Nope, you open up your notes, copy, paste at the end of whatever. You say, check out this cool combo. Copy, paste.
Done.
You have all your hashtags done. You can get your post done quicker. You set yourself on schedule. I set alarms in my phone, come around 11 a.m. every morning. It's reminding me to post on social media.
Trust me, all his alarms get on my ever-loving nerves.
But you have to treat it that way. You have to respect your own business.
You do.
Facts. So my question would be with that, with the parents and all that type of stuff, do you focus more so on what's not in the market, or do you focus more on what you want to create for yourselves?
I think a little bit of both. I know I'll tell Audra a lot of this. I don't really see the colors on a lot of stuff.
But I do.
I'm colorblind. But for the combos, I think about the combos, and then we started adding what we needed. When we got started, because actually we've only been doing it now, I think it's going on 18 months total that we've been doing ball pythons. Yeah, that's it. We have over 200 ball pythons. Yeah, that's crazy.
I got a quick question. If you're colorblind, how is red your favorite color?
That's the color I
That's the color. But it's funny because he can't see various shades of red.
Right.
Look, he came out of the closet one time. Well, that sounds bad, doesn't it? He came out of the closet one time and he was wearing a red shirt, red pants, red shoes, and a red hat, and they were all different shades of red. I'm like,
she's a hater. She's a hater.
That don't work.
You know what's crazy? I never would have thought that, especially like watching your videos, especially when it comes to like the Gene Chaser series.
Yeah.
And like watching like when you talk about like my favorite one is Stranger, because like Brandon knows I'm trying to get into Stranger heavy. Like that's one gene that I will not. I guarantee you by this time next year I will have made at least a good amount of combos. But
that's what I'm talking about.
But like when it comes to that, like just hearing you talk about it, how you describe it, like you simplify it. So it's like I'm just like you're not seeing the colors, but you're able to just give us everything we need still. So I think that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
That also comes through research. Now I feel like I'm bright enough to know to do the research. Obviously, I've seen a ton of strangers. I've seen them via video and in person. And I'm bright enough to kind of reference the colors of, let's say, Morph Market or World of Ball Pythons have certain education and information up there. I'll read up on it. I'll watch different videos. I'll watch what other people have.
And he'll like ask me, he's like, okay, he'll hold two beside each other.
Like yellow.
What is this color right here? Like I can't tell. I can see it here, but I can't see it there because it's different. Like it's sometimes he'll be able to see certain yellows, and sometimes they look green to him.
Right.
So it just depends, and I just like reaffirm for him what color it actually is, so that he's like can see the shade.
Yeah.
Y'all a dope team.
No,
That's y'all a dope team.
yeah, that's
Thanks.
tight. Good tight.
I got it back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Always.
Told her when we first got started, I said we only gonna do about 10 ball fights.
Oh my god.
For real? What?
We just gonna keep it real small, 10, maybe 15 tops.
And
And
now
he just kept bringing in these dirt snakes.
8, 9. We're 9 racks in there.
Yeah. And if you followed us for long, y'all said y'all would follow. When I first started, like when we first started, this was my idea. I texted about it.
Yeah.
And
Now he's doing videos by himself and everything. So.
yeah, I'm doing much better. One of our female Wookiee, she popped at the camera one time whenever I was like, I think it was me and Darren's lady Alicia. We were doing like a ladies type of live one Sunday, and I brought that one out to show the Wookiee or whatever, and she popped at the camera, and that was one of my first times actually doing it by myself. I was like, oh my god,
You put it back.
I played it off, but like it freaked me out. Put you up now.
I don't know if you guys tapped in with Darren, and you need to tap in with him as well. Sloan Morris,
He's cool.
He's been breeding since 2012. He's kind of been my cheat card in the game. I talk to him almost every day. Actually, he flew out to California.
You talk to him multiple times a day.
Don't be
That is bromance.
Yeah. So he's
Every
I feel like all the guys that are like currently in this like whole hobby, like we all have a bromance with each other. Like, and rather we want to admit it or not, because, but you know what? Though, I feel like for the ladies, because like even my lady, like when me and Brandon, we talk all night, every night, and we might be talking about the same thing over and over, but it's like different variations of the same thing.
But you know what? I feel like it's real, recognized real though. You know, you can see someone's passion. You can see there, and then I'm so clear cut. I'm no BS, and you know, me and Darren used to have those conversations all the time. Because you know, if you got a buddy of yours and he's telling you, "Hey, X, Y, and Z," I want to be the person to be told that I'm doing something wrong. I don't want to have to do it wrong
he doesn't want
to get that experience. Yeah, I definitely don't need a yes man.
He gets that from me sometimes. I'm like, do you want me to just say yes, sir? Is that what you want? He's like, no, that is not what you say.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
I can't trust you if everything you say is good job. Good job. Yeah. That's good. I can't trust you. It's like, all right.
You need some criticism.
You don't need no yes man, man. That's not the way to go, though.
You don't need that. You need friendship or relationship, partnership, nothing. You need to be able to challenge each other. You make each other better.
Yeah. So
and that's how we are. Like, I feel like his collection is crazy, and I always tell him like, you got some of the craziest stuff. You just gotta figure out how to put everything together. So like, he buys a crazy male, then he sees another crazy male, and I'm like, all right, so we need a female for that. Like, start grabbing some females. All my females, all my visuals are females. All my recessive are females.
Yeah,
but they are bland females. Because when I came into it, the guy that was helping me, he told me you need a strong male. Get the visual females out the way to start your program, and then you go get a strong male to put to your females. So that's sort of where I'm working at now. And I got a decent male, but I got another whole project paired up with someone else. With the male that's gonna come back from that is stronger than the male I have now. So I'm chasing the hypo pads.
That's good.
The thing when you have like
we working that too. Yeah.
I was like, man, I want one. I was like, I want one. So me and DJ was talking about it, and we paired up for just some ultra male pads, and then we got the hypo ultra males, then pads and hypo pads. So we was chasing it, but this parent just like stepped us up a notch.
Right.
But now it's like, all right, so with that, if you have, because I have 2 females right now that's breeder size, and I'm not really interested in them. Like, I'm interested in them because I do want to do, so one of them's a G-Stripe. I do want to make G-Stripe combos, but I'm not really so into that project because I don't know what I want to put to it to actually solidify that project right now.
Right. You got to
So
figure out a path. Because if that doesn't hold your passion, it ain't gonna work. You know,
I might as well get rid of it.
That sound like Billy.
you know that gene itself. If it were me, you know, I would. I work with G Strike. You know, so when we sit here and we think about different parents, everything G Strike that we have going, we have a lot of quads, whereas quad head G Strike, ultra male hypopod. Where we're getting that extra G Stripe gene in there. But we've been hitting a lot of G Stripe clown because we want to go that direction as well. And we thought about all of our combos. Yeah, exactly. That's what you need. But our G Stripe females, all of our G Stripe females, they're double visuals. We have all not ultra male, G Stripe hypo females. Wow. And one of them is the Mojave G Stripe hypo. So, and we use them to really make heads for the most part. So we took our ultra pod to one of them. We took our DG pod male to one of them. So the way we end up doing it, how we got in, we bought babies and juveniles getting started. We wanted to go out there and get all those ones that we wanted to make sure that we were going to work with. After we secured,
that was how we ended up with the monsoon,
right?
And the stranger,
because we imported the stranger twice from Roland and Iris.
Yeah,
I seen that story. I saw
that. That's tough. But you gotta snap back with it. You gotta wrap up, and that's even more. That's even more, proof of concept with that, because when you go out, you get these babies. Now you're gonna grow them up. Most people, they kind of fell in that phase from growing those babies up, 1.5, 2 years, 3 years, and they kind of lose interest. We're already full steam ahead. It ain't gonna be none of that. And then on top of that, we say, all right, well, we have what we need. This is what we're gonna start with. Now we're gonna build around it. And we got in the height of the market. So now you're like, all right, we got this project. We got fentanyl, we got paint. We doing all this stuff. We're like, okay, this is this male, this is that male. Well, your males is growing up. They're coming into pretty much an earlier breeding season, a breeding size. So now, what's stopping you from saying, all right, now we're going to add this to the business plan? If we have all the combos we need as females and males, and we're raising them up, now we're going to go out there and pick up at that time, every single gene pod girl you find that's a breeder size and under 1,000. It's easy to do now. They got breeders for like $400.
But we were popping, like he would be on North Market all the time, and I would be like checking North Market too, because we were like, okay, this is a good deal. He'd say, this is a good deal. We need to grab this one, but that one we could probably wait on. And it was just like trying to pick and choose the ones that were just a really, really good deal at that particular time, because our actual, investment quality stuff that, we could put with these girls was going to change the game with them. And then we would move those girls out once we got their offspring in.
And then being ready for, like you guys are saying, people that were getting out. We've had a male from TJ, from Tafati.
Yeah.
TJ's cool. We met him actually out in Vegas.
I love
him. TJ
is so awesome. Smooth.
We ended up getting that ultra pod proven breeder from him, and it ended up actually being an inchy ultra male pod. So we actually got that extra gene in there, which was sweet.
Yeah.
And we already had a double head. We picked up a double head ultra male pod breeder. Was breeding her, and ended up coming across somebody getting out. And they're like, look, I'm getting out. I got 2 pod females. They were like 900 grams at the time, and they were 100% het ultra male, and 1 ultra male, 100% het pod. And since they were getting out, they were letting everything go, and literally they just got the whole thing. It was like ended up being.
Yeah, I think it ended up being like $1,800.
Was it $1,800? So like, you got to look out for the deal that you can necessarily pass up. Your sources, make sure you can, research your sources. But then, I mean, they're breeders. All three of those females are literally like 1,900 grams in breeding this season.
Wow.
So then that puts it on the table. It's like, okay, well, next year or next season, I won't need the 100% double het ultra male pie. Move her along. At the same time, having our Ozzy boy.
Oh my gosh,
so
he's gorgeous.
having some of them simple combos with some of these recessive and multi-recessive, whether they're visual recessive female and het for another recessive, are extremely powerful. So some of the stuff, pods, clowns, even if they're cheaper with some type of codon in them, preferably, it really pays to keep them. A simple, let's say, for example, a fire clown, breeder size female, 2,000 grams, you'll probably end up going out there paying $500 for a female. Because everybody has it, right? Well, you know how much of a game changer that female is to have right now. If all of a sudden everybody's having auctions and sales and this, that, and third, what happens when you just found last week a redhead het clown male that's 400 grams? Somebody's gonna buy him. If you get them for the low, somebody's selling out, getting out. But guess what? If you weren't prepared for them, now you got a 500, 600, 700 gram redhead het clown male that's ready this season. Now you're looking who you gonna pair him to.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab that fire clown, $500 female. You put that male, and now, because it's very important timing wise. Now that redhead het clown male to that female, yes, odds are not always going to be perfect, but typically if you have a successful season, you're going to hatch out a clown. And if odds are right, 50-50 chances every egg, you're going to hatch out some redheads. A redhead clown without fire is a chunk of change. So it's like, how can you structure it? And it's troublesome with the males. And the reason I say that is I give the advice that Bob gave us. Make sure that you build, like you were doing a really, really good job, Brandon, that you build your females and keep them. Get the females you want, keep them until you're ready to replace them. And the reason being is your males is where if you jump out the car and buy expensive male right now, if you got it for the breeder side of things, we're not talking about the hobbyists, the breeder side of things, you need to get that male breeding that first year. So at 12 months, you need to get him breeding. Reason being, within that first 2 years is where you're going to make your money off of that. Right. After the second year, he's still worth a certain amount of money, but as far as pushing your projects along, you're already needing to move that male and replace that male with the next big thing.
With the next male, basically one of his offspring.
Yep. Well, one of his offspring or buying. Because see, I wouldn't do it with one of the offspring. Typically, say for instance, if you hatch out, let's say I got a Mojave monsoon male, and you breeding that male, and you hatch out a stranger. No, I'm not even going to use stranger. We'll hatch out a black pastel Mojave monsoon. And I'm using monsoon, and people haven't even hatched out these animals yet, but it's a good example. So you got a black pastel Mojave monsoon that you hatched out. Yeah, you probably would keep it, but if you out there and searching on the market, I may take, the 10 grand and sell that male that you just hatch out, long as you secure your next male before you let that go. Meaning, I'd rather go and say, hey, I'm gonna take this stranger black pastel monsoon. I want that.
And mix it with my female.
Right, and take it with my female. So now I know the genes of my female because I created them, but now I'm adding a gene that I didn't have in the mix.
Didn't have in there. Okay. Okay. So yeah, my pie collection, all my females have a incomplete dominant or codon, whatever it's called. So I have 4 female pies. One's pastel, one's inchy, one's a black pastel, and then one I think is just a normal.
Right.
But the only het pie male I have is my ultra male het male. And hopefully I will get a ultra male hypo het pie male probably next year out of the pair I'm doing. So with that, like the G stripe, I got hypo, I have ultra male. Like I have other stuff I can put to it, but to me, I just feel like with what y'all was saying in terms of you gotta go in.
Yeah, you got to
I
go
would
in.
rather, since you already have the stuff that I'm all like, if I was to say, all right, I want to put hypo in G straight, I'd rather just buy a male versus try to put my Pastave hypo to her to make the hits because it wouldn't. It just I don't know.
Plus, when you're buying, you have the luxury of being able to take out genes that you don't want in the combo. You don't necessarily have to settle. Like with me, I always tell Audrey the same thing. I'm like, I'm still anti-pastel. I'm just like a pastel hater. But we have pastel.
But now, to be fair, I'm a DG hater.
Yeah, she hates DG.
Let's say this.
Look, we almost got divorced because she hates DG.
Whatever.
I hate clown.
Look,
I hate clown.
You hate clown. You don't like
I
clown.
hate clown. I don't hate clown. I just don't like the fact that it's like you were saying, you can look on Morph Market and everything is clown.
Right.
I don't like that aspect. So
and
I did get a clown because I wanted to make kikis. Yeah, I wanted to make kikis. So the clown I did get was yellow belly. I was like, I don't want pastel. It makes them brown. So if I get a clown, I don't want pastel in it. So I got a yellow belly clown male, and I was gonna put it to the G stripe to make some kikis. But then I was like, all right, if I make kikis, double head kikis, it's just gonna be yellow belly. That's it. That's all I got. Right. So that means I would have to go purchase more stuff just to be able to make more. I don't know about that.
This is the thing, in my opinion, because we were in that boat too. We got some stuff we can get unboxings and stuff on yet.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited about them because I picked a few of those out.
Sorry. But so to put you down the right track without necessarily breaking the bank right now. Honestly, I would do the yellow belly clown to the G stripe and make the head kiki, the double head kiki. You read them being every male you hatch out, I would sell, move out. They're probably gonna go for the low because a lot of people are thinking the way I'm thinking and building. Keep your females. You know, whether they're normal, whether they're yellow belly, but run the test. Make sure you know whether they're yellow belly or not. Because I'm gonna tell you, that's gonna be a problem if you don't know. So let's say 6 and 6, just for example, 6-8 clutch off of that breeding. Let's say 3 and 3, 3 normals and 3 yellow belly, a mixture of half and half male and females. So if you move those 3 males, they're gonna go at literally like wholesale price, probably 60, 70 bucks. The males have no value on the business side if they're not upper middle game to higher end. Especially when you're working with, non-visuals, double hats, even a short thing. But it's going to be key for you to keep those 3, for the example, the 3 females, because while you're growing them out, you can grow them out for a whole year while you're planning. Stack some money, and then you jump off the car. You go to whoever's got on the market, you'll be able to go snatch up a visual G-stripe. Yeah, G-stripe clown male with codoms in it.
Yeah.
You have the double visual already with codoms in it. And let's say, for instance, you buy it as a hatchling, 110 grams, and your females are sitting in the rack at 750 grams because they're a year old. Grow them out, and you got your whole program set. So that's what I would do. And you could do that in-house with what you got.
It made a lot of sense. He made a lot of sense.
That did, because I was on the edge. I was on the edge. I was like, man, somebody go.
Yeah. That's what I would do because it'll set you up for the future. So reason I say make sure you test whatever you keep. When dealing with yellow belly, we did the Gene Chaser series on it. There's different I guess expressions of yellow belly. You have high quality, low quality yellow belly and snakes where you can't really see it and it ends up being in there. So you don't want to go out and get this powerful, we were talking about redhead earlier. So let's say a redhead Kiki, and you grow them out, but you didn't know that redhead Kiki, let's say it had Mojave in it, or it had yellow belly in it.
So now you made an average.
You about to hatch out all white snakes, all white possible $150 snakes for $1,000 snakes.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
But, I mean, you'll probably have testing by then, but regardless, it's still gonna be an all white snake, and you're gonna have to go run the full spectrum test and everything. But at least you want to be able to just see it first.
If you do test, we got you on the.
Oh yeah, Gray
Rider.
Charlie,
Gray Rider.
Yeah,
I sent the shit to him already.
Yeah. Oh, you sent them all?
I
yeah.
sent one off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent a couple of them all.
I gotta get you some codes. I got some codes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at. I'm about to send some off tomorrow.
Really? Yeah.
For a couple of
Right
pies.
there, actually. We got
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. We can get some props to everybody who watched too. So let's
see if I can hold on. Let me focus on y'all real quick. Hold on. Hold up. There we go.
Is it doing the reverse thing?
It's the reverse thing.
Y'all watching, y'all go ahead and make sure y'all get this code for this 10% off.
Oh, y'all see it straight?
Yeah, we see it straight.
Oh,
yeah.
So you get 10% off. Check out Gray Rider.
That's
an awesome dude to deal with, man. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So,
look, and he take Afterpay. This is on Square. You can use all that.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, people think about it. When you think about it, let's say, for instance, you hoard sheds, like we were hoarding sheds. We had so much stuff.
Oh, we had so many sheds.
And for whatever reason, let's say you get up to, a snake value. Let's say you get like $1,000 in
snake sheds.
What's that code? You get $100 out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of help.
That is a lot of help.
Actually,
I just add some more shades.
No,
it back up. So when you all purchase your snakes, do you only purchase from big breeders, or do you go small breeders? And then also, have you ever purchased off of Craigslist or anything like that?
No, not off Craigslist.
We've never purchased off of Craigslist. I'm equal opportunity.
The majority, I would say 90% of the snakes that we purchase have come from Morph Market.
And others have just actually opening up the networks and people hitting the inbox. Big name breeders.
Like Charlie. We grabbed up his Super Wookie.
Yeah, we purchased the Super Wookie acid.
Super Wookie acid.
Was that? I want to say no. That wasn't. You didn't have that on that video. What was the video that you had put up recently when you were doing a comparison? One snake was.
The Grim Reaper and
the Reaper.
Grim. Okay.
Yeah, the Hitari.
Yeah. So that's what I was talking about to Brandon when you jumping into certain genes, and let's say you're an amateur like we are, because we are still amateurs, and you do certain breedings and you getting more and more results from, or more let's say real life examples from doing the super pairings, because it'll show you that every single baby that you hatch out will at least carry that single gene. And then you can look at the different ways that it expresses itself in different combinations, which also gives you more experience with that gene.
Yeah, it helps you with identification a lot more. Like that's how, when I'm looking at stuff, like I see the super form things and I'm like, okay, now I can take that and compare it to other animals and then I can see it a lot better.
Yeah. And then also it's like you already have the super form, so you know what the super form looks like. You breed it, now you know what a single gene in multiple different combos look like. So now 4, 5, 6 years down the road, when you're making your own supers with the spin on it, or codons and recessives, you got even more, information to continue down that path.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but no, we don't. We buy from whoever has the best reputation.
Best reviews.
The best reviews. Customer service.
Customer service is a big thing.
It's very important.
Because we offer, I would say our customer service is top notch, like one of the best out there.
And I think it's because we don't necessarily fall in line with, I don't want to say the popular belief, but it's like for instance, what we've seen in the industry, typically after a certain amount of inboxes,
People get aggravated.
tire kicking, people get aggravated. You get tired of dealing with the person asking, idiotic questions or repeating themselves over and over.
Or ghosting.
Yeah, or ghosting. But
we particularly, we've owned other businesses, and being in the law enforcement, like, you have to deal with a lot of stupidity.
yes,
You have to deal with a lot of things and still maintain your composure and give that person the best service that you can possibly give in any given situation. So everything that we have been involved with in our entire lives have had to do with dealing with people and dealing with aggravating people. So you just learn. You learn.
Plus, this is modern day. This is so easy now for what we have to do. Imagine you're an electrician or a construction worker or whatever it may be. How many times I gotta come to your house because you want an addition to your home? I gotta write up an estimate. 9 times out of 10 in this present day, it's free. So I got to give you a free estimate. If I'm a plumber, I got to come give you a free estimate what it's going to cost for me to repair, while you're going to shop around and see who's going to give you the best prices. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
So why is it so hard that in this industry, if we get 100 inboxes today, you know how long it takes me? All I got to do is sit on the couch and do this. Oh, this is so annoying. Like, it would really matter. It don't matter. Like, it'd be worse thing.
And here's the thing, like, I don't understand it, because at the end of the day, all of our businesses are wrapped around, these people that are coming to you asking these questions, these people that may not be as experienced as you, that may be a little timid on the startup. Maybe they're nervous about it. Maybe they ghost you because it's a confidence issue. You never know what somebody is thinking in their head. Right. You never know that. So why just get annoyed with them and treat them like crap just because I don't have time to sit here and do this for 30 seconds. Like, it's just not, there's no kindness in that.
It's not beneficial.
It's not beneficial, and it doesn't reflect well on your business as a whole, as a professional business.
And we've also noticed that it's like it's definitely like personality clashes.
Yeah.
People coming from different walks of life. Yeah. I mean, even when I moved down here to South Carolina, I'm like, oh well, Spartanburg is rough. I'm from North New Jersey. I don't hate them. I'm like, real quick. I remember going to on a service call for policing.
This is a project here.
Well, they're like, you're going in there by yourself. But I say that so you have different walks of life. You have personality clashes. Some people have communication issues.
Yes.
Seller and buyers. I'm sure you guys go to shows. You may see, we make sure that we're trying to help everybody. Sometimes we bring our kids. Our kids are coached up on how to run businesses, on the reptiles, how to conduct business.
Out of our boys, like 2 of our boys, they got ready,
Because they know we may talk to a customer for 30 minutes, and they may not even be buying anything, but we want to make sure that we're giving you the time that you deserve. We want to make sure we treat people the way we expect to be treated.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times you go places anywhere. It doesn't have to be the reptile show, but if you show up to business and I'm like this,
or I'm doing this,
or you walk up and you look at me, I'm standing behind the table and you look at me, and I'm looking at you,
and you looking at
me. It's just so, you wouldn't believe how many times people walk by and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And it's crickets,
and they're like,
I don't care.
Look, this is what it is.
No hard feelings. It is what it is.
Yeah, I do plumbing, so I definitely get it. Like, it's been plenty of times I go somewhere, someone will ask me for all the details, and then turn around and, oh yeah, I got my cousin to come over. Yeah, you were right by. I'm like, what? All right. But the thing is, if they call me next week, I'll do it again, because it's more so to me like I need you more than you need me, in a sense, because if this is my business, I need you to continue my business. So if I
I've
just
made that
post
comment.
the word of mouth is gone. You know what I mean? So if I'm constantly accepting everything you're giving me, one day you're gonna give me that chance. And once I get that chance, I'm gonna blow it out the water. So
You
now
are
the sister gonna cut off, and the
you're
brother gonna
legitimately
pause.
talking people into giving you their money.
Yep.
They're hard-earned money. Like,
Yeah.
why would you treat somebody like crap? And even if you get agitated, because I mean, we're not like anybody. I mean, we're like everybody else. You know, certain people, I'm just like, that's the sperm that won. But it's like, you know, at the same time, like, don't treat them like crap.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna treat the CEO and the janitor the same very way.
Same
Because
way.
they put their pants on the same very way, you know.
Same way.
That's
Same
just our
way.
thought process on it.
That's right.
Same way.
So
Same
let
way.
me ask y'all this. So currently in your collection, and y'all can pick two animals because it's two of y'all. Off the top of your head, what is your favorite combo right now that you have?
I knew you were going to say.
Favorite
Right
well,
now.
for me, that's easy. That's easy for me. It's gonna be super inky, orange cream, leopard, hypo, pie, heifer.
Ocean Man. That's
Dang.
the Aussie boy.
Mhm.
And I like the
Need
Aussie
that.
boy too, but yeah,
Like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Would
there's
you
a
say
new one that's coming.
She has.
But I
she
can
has-
take. Can I tell them what it is?
Yeah, you can tell
I can tell them what it is. We'll bring it up so I don't get it wrong.
Is it a new? It's a new pickup.
It is. It is.
Yes, it is.
And it was like I was like, I want that one. That's the one I wanted. And I was like, can we get this one? Where is it at? You got it. You did it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's
Picture.
it.
Hold on, let me get the.
Get the- It's a fire yellow belly hurricane coral glow clown.
Wow.
damn.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Man, we behind, sir. We are behind. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, who did y'all get that from?
That's right.
Yeah.
Reptile.
Rice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Rice.
Okay, I followed up to
Billy
yeah,
Dog.
they definitely got some bangers out there. I
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. They're in Georgia.
Yeah, I know.
See,
I
I
follow
need
them on Instagram.
I need to move. I gotta come down to Georgia. Y'all
Yes, you
seem like
do.
y'all just got.
I told you, come on down south, man.
What? Where are you
Where-
at?
I'm in
Who,
Maryland.
Brandon? Yeah, he in Maryland.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in Maryland.
Okay.
So
We got
yeah,
a buddy up
definitely
there.
went to-
See, one of our Patreon members is in Maryland.
Yeah.
Morphed out reptile.
Tim Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
more
up
out
there.
reptiles. Yeah, they out here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely need to come down. Like I'm more so focused on like I do educational shows with like well I did 3 so far. I did schools and 2 birthday parties for kids. Like I got ball pythons. I just picked up a bearded dragon. DJ talked me into teaching me how to raise it. I don't know what I'm doing.
A
So
beardy.
yeah, beard like
That's a lot of
I
work.
wanted one,
It is.
but I
That's
see
a lot of
his
work.
and I was like, bro, no, I can't. I can't. Like, I don't like stuff I absolutely have to do something with every single day. It's just too much like a dog for me. But then I went and got 2 dogs.
That's like my pig. My pig. I have a
You got a
pig.
pig?
I have a
See,
pig.
I want a pig. Like, I want a whole
Well,
pig.
he's awesome too. He's the best pet you could ever have. He doesn't mess
I
in his
want all that.
crate. He doesn't mess anywhere. He poops in one little corner of his pen.
It's like
He
different geckos, man.
They actually
legitimately.
clean. They actually
They
clean
are. They're very clean.
and
I hate
smart.
the pig.
He hates the pig because the pig got the best of him one time. That's why he hates the pig. He had to catch the pig.
What's the pig's name? Bacon?
Roscoe.
Roscoe Jenkins.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Most people name their pig Bacon. Either bacon or sausage.
one of our friends call him bacon storage.
Oh gosh, I told you for Christmas.
They're not even my pig.
Oh my.
But yeah, I
Roscoe.
definitely need to move. Like I need some land. I need space. Only thing is, it's just that fear factor. Like I've been the sole provider for 8 years. So now my wife, she just got into doing nails, so she's a nail tech, and I just got my master's license. So now we can move, but at the same time, it's like I want animals 100%. So I
Get
need to
out of
figure out.
Maryland.
Come on,
Come
Dad.
south.
I'm telling you, you're gonna get more bang for your buck down here. Real estate is different down here than it is up north. You get up further, you can pay more for far less. I promise
Oh, I
you.
know.
Taxes
know.
and everything's different.
I know. It's just the mentality of moving. Like I moved.
I
My
know.
parents, my mom was in the military, so like I was used to moving, but I got 3 kids, so I know they'll be good with the move. It's just the fear of actually just going.
You just gotta do it. You gotta jump off that cliff, dude.
Hey, when I left, I knew it was nothing worse than North, so I knew I was straight.
No, now you're wrong about that because the food there.
Oh, she liked the food. She went up to one time.
So he took me up there and he took me by a chicken shack. I have never tasted chicken like that. Like, oh my god! Like I told him, I was like, you have to bring me back
Send it
because
to the hood chicken shack, the place that closed for 1 hour a day. From 4 a.m. to 5 to close and open all day.
he told me, we drove up to it and he's like, sit here, don't move. I'll be back. Like, I can't go in. No, you can't.
I said, oh yeah, they be shooting.
He told me we rolled up to his family's house, his family's home, and there was like tons of snow. Right, it was like above me, which isn't hard, but it is above me. And he's like, I gotta go in and get my cousin because he's gonna have to bring the shovel here so we can pull the car in. And he's like, do not, under any circumstances, get out of this car. He said, do not. And when I get out of this car, I'm gonna lock the car. Because he wouldn't even leave the keys in the car. Okay. So the car was off like in March or I think February, and it's solid freezing cold with snow up over here. And I'm like, I wonder how
So you ever seen New Jersey Drive? It's the car theft capital of the world.
So he cuts the car off in the middle of the road and goes inside and beeps, locks me in like alarm system. Oh my god!
Hey, you gotta take all precautions. All precautions.
Man, it's real.
I already know.
It's real.
It's crazy.
Oh, Lord. If he's worried about it, I probably should be a little cautious there.
Oh man, y'all hilarious. So I had another question. I forgot what I was about to ask. It was something dealing with the business that I wanted to ask. It was something I've been really wanting to ask you this question, but I gotta remember what it was. It was a good question too.
I'll do that.
On the business building.
No. It was about the business because it was something that I was curious about because so I haven't vended my first. Well, I've vended under someone, but I'm about to so I already got my dealer's license and all that extra.
Gotcha.
So I'm actually looking to vend shows next beginning of the year. I actually got a clutch right now in the incubator. I got another clutch on the way that I'm actually trying to prove out this girl. It was like a mystery clutch for me because I don't even know what this girl is. I actually got her from a friend to watch, but she ended up I paired her because I thought she was exantic, but I'm not sure. And she kind of got a crazy, so it's just something I'm trying out, but I put her to a pie. I definitely went ahead and put a recessive in there just in case. But with the whole vending situation and just doing it on my own, what would you give me as far as advice, to going into my first show?
Show up early.
Extremely early. As early as you can get in.
And make sure you do all your checks and balances as far as planning. Make sure you know how you're going to display your chemicals, how many you're going to display, how are you going to pass communication. They have actually they sell them actually on Amazon, where you can it's like a tag where it's almost like an iPhone tag where you tap it and it can pass along all your contact information. Popples, yeah. So you can do something like that if you don't want to do business cards.
Yeah.
because everybody have their phones literally attached to them. So if they tap, they can get all your information. And
set you up a link tree.
Set you up a link tree, yep. And that's pretty much the majority of it. Get plenty of rest and know.
As far as what you need to take with you, though, as far as like your branding, be on point with your branding. That is the one thing that I will say. Even if you say you get one table, don't show up with just a tablecloth and some deli cups with your animal.
If that's what you have, that's what you have.
But try your very best.
I've been trying to tell Brandon this. Nah, I've been telling Brandon this because I literally I got my I capitalized on that Black Friday free shipping deal with ARS. Nice. I got my second ARS coming. He actually Jason, I want to say, he just called me yesterday because they didn't have a color that I had. Mine is colored, but I basically just inverted it. Whatever the case may be as far as the coloring is concerned. But I have an ARS here and I have another one coming. So I want to at least get me like 3 for now. The only other thing I gotta get is my lights. My tablecloth is already on the way, and I have my banner already. So like I'm pretty much set up. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like at this point now it's like, I want to make sure that I got them bangers because my whole thing is presentation, and that's I've always been a thing for me. Like from my parents, like I've been brought up like that. It's not about, you know what I'm saying. If you look good, you perform good, you play good. You know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I always want to make sure that even if you don't buy anything from me, you cannot ever go anywhere and say that my presentation was not on point.
Exactly.
That, you know what I'm saying, that you did not remember. Okay, I remember him. He had this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's the same thing with y'all. Like, even when I said, when I first met you and I left the show, big ass banner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I want it to be obnoxious.
And the thing is, like, with that, I remember. So, like, even with that, like, when I go on YouTube or whatever the case may be, damn, I know them. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it's stuck. So it's like, and now it's leading us to this now. So, like, I just think it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't have nothing against the deli cup situation because, like you said, you know what I'm saying. Everybody got to start from somewhere.
Exactly.
But I feel like sometimes it shows how serious you take your business.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, when you actually invest, it might be a little pricey now, but bro, you can hold back on a couple of burgers or whatever the case may be. I'm pretty sure you can get what you need to get to. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the presentation is everything. So
to be honest with you, it's not just the deli cups that make it like an issue. That's not it. What it is it's the lack of preparedness for me when I go in, because we've never been like that. Even when he did our very first show that I had to work, he had a banner. There was a banner in place. It was, he had table runner. He had, we had some signs that literally was, I think it's a black size sign of us. Like, legitimately, we don't use it anymore because it's just kind of extra or whatever. But we have a huge like thing now. But that being said, like, you really gotta be eating, breathing, eating your brand. So if you go in and say you have a plastic tablecloth that you didn't even spring for extra $5 on Amazon to get you a cloth tablecloth, something that looks a little bit more classy, like, I've got to wonder, like, are you really coming into this as a business to present yourself the best way, or are you just trying to make a quick buck? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the longevity. When I see somebody that is prepared, that has their stuff together, even if it's like we started out with, like just the one table and the nice tablecloth and a banner and some of our business cards and stuff. How are you presenting yourself? Like, are you in it for the long haul? Are you there for me to remember you? Or are you there just to grab somebody's money and run and never have any contact information for them to be able to get in touch with you to ask if something goes wrong or if they need it, to be educated? Like, he talks about going to educate, like a education event and birthday parties. Like, I'm sure that those people have your contact information. And if somebody has a question about something, you're going to be the person that they want to go to, because you came in with knowledge. You came in prepared with your knowledge, with your animals. You know, that's a different setup. But I just really, I have to say, when you get into that show thing, like and you're vending there, you can look around and see who cares and who's just like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm not going to talk to anybody anyway. I'm sitting behind my table and look at my phone and not immerse myself and not give myself some personal development enough where, to where I can network with people and actually, you know, make these relationships click instead of just whatever, not caring.
Yeah, he been getting on me about that. He been definitely getting on me about that. Get your banner, man. Get this, get this. I'm like, look, it'll come in time. It'll come in time.
But I mean, like even that though, I mean, you probably, if you don't do the actual like I guess animal shows or you know Repticon events or whatever, you could still there's still stuff you could use it for. Like the sign that we had that was like a cutout of us. That's literally like a cutout, life-size version of us. He got it at Vistaprint, and it was real expensive.
Yeah, Vistaprint isn't expensive.
Not at all. Like you can get some stuff for real cheap. Like where we get our business cards from. I mean, we've got some stickers from
shirts. They make shirts where you need to order a shirt. You know, to rep your business.
Just for you, yeah. Like I mean,
where'd y'all get them?
Oh yeah.
The jerseys.
I think it's called FIITAIG.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all we got all kinds of colors and
it's hard. I like that.
Got name on the back, my number.
Yeah. All kinds of different colors. And like I said, we're just trying to think outside the box and be different. We got a lot of bright colors. You want to be seen. You know,
this guy's wig.
Yeah, I wear my little wig when I go out to Tinley.
Oh my god!
I don't get embarrassed, so I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, think about it. Now I used to have to body slam people for a living and policing, and now I get to walk with animals and smile. It's easy.
Yeah, he still doesn't play that whole baby stuff.
Yeah.
So, in this conclusion part of the show, we got this little game that we play called This or That.
Oh,
so basically, we're gonna give you this or that, and you choose. And you tell us why in that specific category.
I'm not good at this.
So it can. It's gonna be like random. It might be just real random off the top of my head, or it might be some things I have written down. But you know, we'll just start off like this. So I'm gonna start off real slow. So gecko wise, we're gonna go leopard gecko or crested gecko.
Oh, crested
gecko.
Figure that much. What you got? Oh, boa or ball pythons?
Ball pythons.
You said ball pythons?
Ball pythons.
Okay. Have y'all had any interaction with like bigger snakes besides ball pythons?
Oh yeah. She knows like a difference.
I had a real bad experience when I was little with a boa constrictor, and that's why I was very, very, very hesitant about snakes. Period. So nobody like it was dealing with an adult who should have known better that was too inebriated to care, and so it was nobody cared to actually help me out of that until he.
And what's the name over in Georgia?
Oh yeah. Well, Aaron Mathis. So with Black Diamond.
You know Aaron, don't you?
Black Diamond.
Black Diamond.
Aaron Chaffee. Yeah. So he has a big Burmese. I think it's Burmese.
Yeah, Burmese. He has black python.
I think his name is Grant. Isn't his Burmese python named Grant? But anyway, he was like the learning curve snake for him, like years. Mm-hmm. He's had it for like, I think it's a 16-year-old Burmese python or whatever. But he was legitimately so peaceful and quiet and just chill. And he's like, we're going to get you out of this. We're going to do it this weekend. You're going to come over here.
He did.
And I'll hold it and I'll put it around. I'll put him around.
Huge. It was
huge. I got pictures of it actually of me doing that. So that was like my first real step, I guess you would say, back into. Yep.
Oh, that's dope. All right. Emerald tree boas or green tree boas or pythons. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I thought they were the same for so long. I guess emerald tree by python. I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the emerald because and I'll never have either one of them because I've seen
The teeth.
their teeth
Yeah, yeah, bro.
nightmares.
He has one.
Yeah,
Not no more.
No.
Oh, you got rid of it? You got rid of it?
Yeah, got rid of it.
Oh
I
wow.
I went to the enclosure, like I fed it. I went to the enclosure one night, and this thing came out like that. Seen teeth, had to go. So
I say,
I'm actually scared of snakes also. So it's like, how could I keep an animal that I know if it gets out, my wife ain't gonna help me. So it's like, yeah. But the person I gave it to, like, I gave him, we like traded. He won one of my raffle snakes, so I gave it to him, and I told him once you breed them, I'll get one. Like, I'd rather grow up from a baby, watch it turn from like red or yellow to green. But this thing was full grown. When he came and picked it up, he was looking at it like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I was like, yeah, the thing had to go.
it was a female too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a female.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
poor
female.
no.
Hey, you a good one for that, my boy.
Man,
You a good
gone. Teeth
one.
like this. Like, nope. Gone.
I got one that's gonna mess Will up.
Oh,
Stranger or monsoon?
stranger.
Mm.
Stranger.
Oh,
Mm.
you was a little fast with that one, my good sir.
I really, really like Stranger. I think it has a lot of life to it. I think it's still very, very untapped. You're gonna see prices dropping like crazy on it, but it's gonna be on the simple combos. You're gonna start seeing it into some more complex stuff, and the price is gonna continue to go up.
Yeah, I need
I
to go
think
ahead
you
and
can remake a monsoon. Like, I think if you put enough like, it's gonna take a lot of stuff. Like, I think if you put like pinstripe,
talking about like the look. You talking about like the look of it?
yeah, like you can recreate the look of it, but it's gonna take a lot of genes to recreate the look of that one gene.
The thing is, I mean, if that's the base gene, and you had to take 4, 5, 6 genes to make it look like that, now you got to get all 6 of them genes to
The
hit
hit.
in
Yeah.
combos with other combos to just get real.
Yeah. All right, I got one for y'all. If you were to start over, would you go straight ball pythons, or would you still went cresteds and then went
Crested.
Crested.
So
wow?
that's another thing. The reason I say cresteds,
Listen,
crested geckos are 10 times harder than ball pythons.
They're 100
What
times
you
harder
mean?
to work.
Well, the thing is with crested geckos, you have, we have all this photography equipment and everything, all these different cameras.
Oh,
To have certain lighting or daylight outside, natural light. You have to fire them up. They fire up and show their true colors, good colors. They fire down. You have a certain time frame you need to take pictures within. It's extremely difficult. Certain lighting is not going to show them off good.
And the community of sorts is like the community is probably 15 to 20 years behind ball python.
So think about it, even where what you know of the ball python community, and then you look at the crested gecko community, may be 5% of the ball python community size.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's like if you can thrive in that market and figure out the business side, I feel like you really set yourself up for success with ball python.
Yeah.
I think ball pythons, for the most part, for so long, the genes kind of sold themselves. That's why you tend to, unfortunately, have breeders that can have attitudes or bad business practices or whatever it may be and still survive for a certain period of time. Because a lot of people just want that gene. They're willing to put up with whatever to get that gene. And crested geckos, it's not like that. So
we're just now starting to really isolate genes out to be able to stack them and to work with them and to create things that legitimately you can say this is a gene, this is a specific gene. And a lot of it too is just the development of the community in general is, it's a harder sell. Like there aren't some established, how in the market of ball pythons, like if you have a stranger, that's whatever, stranger, name something, stranger puzzle, whatever, that is a specific price. And we all know it's that price, right? There may be a window, a range, and you may have to sell from here or there, but there's a window of actual price range. With the crested gecko community, it's more subjective, meaning like particular values aren't attached to certain things necessarily unless it's already established, like the lily whites or the
Authentic. Yeah.
Like
and it also depends upon the quality that you put in, the time you put into your craft. Meaning, the first, I don't know, what was it called? Like, not 1080, but like the old school Boo Tube type TV, where you can kind of see the TV show and kind of not get turned out TVs.
Yeah. Antenna on the top.
Yours.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I've literally seen shows back then, and now you see like the revamped, remastered shows, and you're like, wait a minute, that happened like that? I didn't know it was that bad back then. Yeah. Well, that kind of corresponds to the crested gecko community. So it's like you take one level of quality on how someone is taking pictures or showing off a product, and then you show it off in HD, high definition. You can see the pores, the actual down to the skin tone, the scales of the gecko. And it's the same gecko. You put it in front of somebody, you want this or that, and they say, I want that. And then you tell them, and you're like, what? Are you serious? Yeah, it's the same gecko. It's just how much time you're willing to put into your craft.
Yeah. Wow. And also the time you're willing to put into bettering your actual stock. Because there are so many structural issues that can, come about with the crested geckos. They have different things that we look for in structure and not just color gene. Like you're looking for a multitude of different things.
So that's like the dog market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
But the values are just all over the place right now. We're trying to, like, as a community, kind of come together and start, putting some actual, I guess, what would you call that?
Like value to to traits and stuff like that.
Not really. It's more of just a overall standard in general.
A standard, yeah, I guess.
It's like, and it can go from pricing. It can go from the standard of how you do business.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes. For example, I remember when we just got started, even with crested geckos, we had to make sure that we created a standard and we stand by it. We, if you saw us take pictures, we take pictures of both sides of the gecko. We want to make sure you get high quality pictures. But then we would get messages when we earlier stages. We would say, hey, can I have a video? I'm buying this gecko. I'm saving money for this gecko. Can you record yourself with the gecko in your hand and your name on a piece of paper? Wow, in the same recording, in the box, and show yourself taping the box up. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to, prove that, we had the gecko. But at a certain point, you reach a level, and it's like, go check out the reviews.
Yeah, check out the reviews.
We flawless. Like, this is what we do. And we don't mean that, we mean it humbly. It's just we have to create a standard. So at some point, we have to say, look, we don't do that. So if that's gonna cause us to lose this sale, we're very sorry. Hopefully you'll come back when you see that we are, really true and stay behind.
You legit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We always get it though. They'll say, God, they get the gecko or whatever, they pull it out of the box. They're like, that picture does not do it justice.
This was amazing.
What the heck?
We put quality and quality in, quality out.
Yep.
That's a set. So my last question would be, if you had a 10-year-old come to your table, and you got one table with geckos and one table with the snakes, what would you suggest they get?
Well, probably geckos. And the only reason is we're still in earlier stages. We don't even vend with the ball pythons at all.
Wow.
So we're
But
running.
I would say
we will at some point, but
Cresties are just a little bit more. They're hardier, I guess you would say. They're a little bit. You can. So if you kill a Crestie, you tried, and because they are so resilient, and they don't require like a bunch of heat. They don't require any heat mats, heat rocks, any of those things.
I got like 12 of them over here, so I'm already knowing.
As long as you keep them hydrated and you don't fry them to death, they handle cold temperatures very well. You keep them at some good humidity and make sure they got water, and they eat like ours eat twice a week, and sometimes they don't even want that twice a week. They do fine. They gain weight, they thrive, they don't just survive, they thrive here. So it's just, I think for a kid, the Cresties are a little bit easier to take care of. Now they might be a little bit more jumpy or whatnot, so a kid has to
that part scares the heck out of me.
Yeah, that's the only downfall of, I think, kids and Cresties is they're a little bit more jumpy.
Yeah.
But now if they bite you, they don't hurt at all. Like it's not
like at all.
Yeah. And usually it's just a quick nip and it's over. Like, yeah. Unless it's a breeder male, and then he might try to breed with your finger. But
I actually seen my Crestie actually I think because he was in like breeding mode, and then she like did the whole gaping of the opening of the mouth situation. Like, leave me alone. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like squirted him with some water. Like, yo, I don't know what you got going on, but yeah. I don't know. It just looked like, I don't know, like something like bearded dragons. Like, I'm not afraid to go. I will punk my bearded dragon before I would let it think that it's gonna punk me. You know what I'm saying? But when I crash the geckos, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is, but when they like
jump.
whatever, I just let them do his thing. I just,
you got this.
But it is what it is. I love them though.
Baby, this big, like tiny,
with their mouths
and their mouths are like, I mean, they're just like thinking they're fierce, man.
Like, I got a little baby right here. Hold on.
Yeah. When they get real pissed off, they'll open their mouths like that. I mean, that's their first line of like defense. Like, I'm showing you I'm fierce,
Spider monkey.
He looking for somewhere to jump now.
Yeah. They like high spots.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think a Crestie over a ball python, because a ball python is a little bit more finicky than Cresties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed your G stripes being very scary? Like, my G stripe is freaking terrified of everything.
I mean, it's pretty good the sounds. We haven't really seen any genetic distinguished behaviors yet.
Not yet.
My G stripe used to be like that too, though. Like, she used to bury herself a lot, and like it got to the point where she wouldn't. Once I eventually had to figure out what was going on, but she'll eat every now and then she just got real picky. We all know ball pythons are picky eaters, but she would eat rats at one point, and then she just started eating mice, and then she just like altogether just stopped. I don't know. It was just crazy. I thought it was like substrate and like of course temperature and all that, but rack system, same thing. I even moved her up and down and all that good stuff. But I don't know. Eventually, it just became whatever it became. But it sucks. It wouldn't be breeding if we didn't have those losses sometimes. But ever since, I think I went on Brandon to make that Kiki, so I can go ahead and grab one of them.
It'll be heads. It'll be heads.
Head, no head, any head. It don't even matter to me. But no, all in all, though, Will and Audra, I definitely appreciate you guys coming through, blessing my page, blessing this podcast with your presence. This will definitely not be the last time we have you all on this show. I definitely want to chop it up with y'all. And we definitely got to exchange numbers, because every time that I tell Brandon that I want a stranger and I look online, it discourages me because I'm not seeing what I want.
Hey, we got plenty of stuff going on, especially with Stranger. Actually, I didn't think about it too. We got also you're talking about we got a black pastel, actual male that triple het hypo G stripe clown. So we can actually work that out too. So yeah.
Look, he said he got the Mars cross now, huh?
Yeah.
Look it up, man.
But let everybody on YouTube know where they can find you guys at on social media.
So you can find us on Morph Market, Flawless. Just look up
Flawless.
It'd be right on Morph Market.
Yeah.
But if you look up Flawless Designer Creations in Google, it kind of pops up everything. We have a link tree. Instagram is instagram.com/flawless designer creations.
If you want to follow us on the Crested Geckos channel, it's Instagram, Flawless Crested Geckos. We have the YouTube channel for both
channels.
and we have our Flawless Crested Geckos actual website that you're welcome to contact us through too. If you need to contact us in any way.
And then also Patreon. So
Patreon, obviously.
For Flawless Crested Geckos. But we will be doing a Flawless Designer Creations website as well.
We're working on that.
We're going to be doing the same blueprint as Flawless Crested Geckos.
Can't wait for
That's
that.
dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Other than that, Brandon, you want to tell people anything before we sign off, my brother?
I think I'm gonna put I'm gonna just put some stuff together and see what happens. I'm gonna make the Kiki. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna put the yellow belly to the G stripe because it eliminate the pastel, and I didn't want to do pastel. And then everything else I got, like I'm gonna just listen. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna take this to heart for real.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go buy a banner. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Take it one more serious.
I appreciate you having us on. Actually, we're also doing 10% off for any customer that comes to us from Royal Caribbean Exotics from watching this video.
Yeah.
We're gonna offer them 10% off. It's gonna go through the new year, so through January 1st. So all I gotta do is mention that they watched your video and they got to it.
Y'all heard it here first, man. I appreciate it. I definitely need y'all to hold up, stay back. I'm gonna go ahead and run the outro video and we out. You did.
All right.